One of my favorite films ever is a film called Mildred Pierce. You may have heard of it before because HBO did a remake of it, but the original is a black and white classic that stars Joan Crawford. And basically, in a nutshell, she's Mildred Pierce, and she plays, I believe she's a divorcee. So I believe she's divorced and she has a daughter. And it's basically a rags to riches tale of how she took an idea for a restaurant and basically built it into a very successful business. And through this success, she was able to basically build a lifestyle for herself and her daughter that afforded her to grant her daughter just about anything that she wanted, from private schooling to this and that and so forth and so on. Her daughter basically grew up in the lap of luxury. And Mildred, wanting her daughter to be happy, basically granted all her wishes. And so in her daughter knowing this, she would constantly ask for things and so forth and so on. And nothing was ever good enough. You know, whenever she asked for one thing and her mother granted her that, she would ask for more and more and more. And this continued on until she was a young adult. Cars and trips and, again, anything that would tickle her fancy, her mother would deliver on. And these indulgences were not only fueled by guilt, being a divorcee, the desire to give your kids everything that you didn't have. And being that she spent so much time building her business, she didn't spend as much time with her daughter. So again, another log on the fire. Throwing a little bit of manipulation by her daughter. This was basically a recipe for disaster. So without giving any spoilers, in the end, her daughter put her in a predicament where she ended up having to make a decision that would affect both of their lives for the rest of their lives. Besides the acting and the very good writing, it's a very good film, and it shows you a lot. It shows you a lot about the mother-daughter relationship, parent to child, and how catering to your child's every want every time you are asked to do so can create a spoiled brat. She was a spoiled brat. With all these indulgences, that led to her actually neglecting building her daughter's character. This girl, this now young woman, was never told no. And we've seen the clips, we've seen the clips of kids wilding out in the stores and, telling their parents no when they say no. You know what I mean? I want this now, and breaking down and crying and grabbing things. And so this is nothing new. This is a tale as old as time. Even the Bible says to spare the rod is to spoil the child. And it's very true. You have to learn no at an early age, because a kid who has never heard no turns into an adult that can't handle the word no. And we've seen that as well. We've seen all the Karen videos as far as people who have felt slighted because they didn't get what they wanted when they wanted it or how they wanted it. They can't handle it and they have a full out tantrum. Yeah, grown-ups. We've seen people like this. A lot of us know people like this. We work with people like this. We got some people in the government that act like this. There are a group of people that have never been chin-checked with the word no. So they've built up an intolerance to it, and now they can't accept it. It has become a real problem. I've already done a video where saying no is very freeing. It's very freeing. It can save you a lot of headaches, and it basically puts down boundaries as far as what you will do and what you won't do, what you will accept, what you won't accept. No is a very powerful word. So not only in giving it, but also in receiving it. Yeah, we don't like to hear the word no, but guess what? No can save your life. No can keep you from making a mistake and keep you from being somewhere where you're not supposed to be. No can actually give you time to figure out the right thing to do before you actually do it. No builds character, as well as it can help you problem solve. It can give you those problem solving skills that a lot of us need, but a lot of us don't have. I remember years ago, and I think I told you guys this story, there was a purse in the store. It was back then, I think it was an Anye purse, Etienne Anye. And when I tell you this purse was absolutely beautiful, it was a saddle purse, and you guys know that those who are initiated, You guys know that I'm very into handbags. But this was a beautiful tobacco brown with a horseshoe A, which is the logo for Anye, emblazoned on the front. I mean, this thing was absolutely positively beautiful. Now, I was in high school at this particular point, but when I saw this bag, I just had to have it. I went home to my mom. I said, hey, I saw this purse. I want this purse. I got to have this purse. Please, please, please give me this purse. And without hesitation and with love, Love, she said, well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that for you. I can't do that right now. She had other things going on and she didn't have the money to give to me to get this purse. Now, I was very sad, to say the least. I was in my feelings. But I said, you know what? I'm going to find me a job and I'm going to work this job until I am able to get this purse. And that's exactly what I did. I found a job and I worked and I saved my little pennies and my little nickels and my little dimes. And I gathered up my money and I probably went into that store and I bought that purse. All $88. I think it was about $80 at that point. And to me, that was a lot of money. Okay. I'm in high school. And I was so proud when I was able to buy it for myself and realize my potential for getting things done, for problem solving, circumventing whatever issue or situation that was in front of me and getting it done, getting something accomplished. And at that particular time, it was buying that purse. And it all started with the word no. And I understand a lot of parents, they don't want to say no because they feel like, I don't want to deny them of this. I want to give them everything that they are asking for because they're my sweetheart. They're my loved one. They're the apple of my eye. They're my heart. I don't want them to ever feel like I can't do something for them. It almost feels abusive to deny your child what they want when they want it. But I would argue that it's actually the reverse in not saying no every now and again, because it's better for you to get at them and teach them the word no and what it feels like and what it sounds like and what it looks like before the world does. Because when the world gets their hands on them, it's going to be a totally other feeling. It's going to be delivered in a totally different way. And with that being said, they won't be prepared to hear it. They won't be prepared as far as even how to handle it. Little monsters turn into big monsters, and big monsters cause havoc. And when you have somebody who does not know how to accept the word no, then you have someone that does not know boundaries, and then you have someone who does not have the tools to pull on to deal with not getting what they want when they want it. Like I said earlier, no is a chin check, and it humbles you. Really can change your perspective on the very thing that you are asking or wanting a yes to. Saying yes all the time does not help, but it handicaps because it's not real life. It's not real life. You're going to hear no in your life. You're going to hear not right now in life. You're going to hear, denied, in life. You're going to hear things that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear them, or you're going to hear them. And so with that being said, not getting the no early on in life, not being taught how to handle no early on in life can breed a sense of entitlement, which can speak a lot to your character or lack thereof. And again, the way the world works right now, there's not a lot of patience for people that can't handle themselves. Yeah, we all want what we want when we want it. Some certain things we don't want to wait on, and nobody likes to hear the word no. But again, it's coming. Like I said, we've seen a lot of stuff on the internet as far as people acting out, kids wilding out, having tantrums over the word no. But conversely, I did go into the store recently and I was, minding my own business, trying to mind my own business. And I was going to pick up something and I overheard a father speaking to, I want to say it was his son, because again, I wasn't looking, I was basically hearing. And the kid was crying, saying that how he wanted this toy or whatever. And the father was trying to plainly and calmly explain to him why he couldn't have this toy. I'm not going to do this and da-da-da. We've already had toys and, it's like he's giving this like little short explanation. And the kid basically didn't want to hear it. He couldn't understand why he couldn't have this toy. So finally the father was like, listen, this is what it's going to be. You're not getting it. And that was Basically the end of that. Yes, the kid kept crying, but the father kept on going about his business and shopping and whatever. And I thought to myself, you know what? Good for him. The fact that the father stood up and stood his ground and basically stood on business and told the baby no, I thought that was fantastic because, again, even though the kid was crying and couldn't understand now, it's basically preparing him and giving him the building blocks in order to accept when he hears a no later on in life. And it teaches the kid that no is not the end of the world. And that's really how it should be. It's best to learn these lessons early on so that you are able to handle it when hearing it later on in life. But again, it helps shift your perspective on things and toughen up your skin and appreciate when yes finally does come along. A lot of spoiled brats out there, and I'm not talking about kids. A lot of people, they don't respect the word no. They don't respect the word no. They can't accept the word no. And with that, we are going to put a button on it.